This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander, and today I am joined by Jackie Maguire and Nate Philippsen, and they are from Sun Communities RV Resorts. And I got to tell you, this is interesting because it's our first time that we've got two folks on from two different locations at the same time in the video component of the show. So, you know, it's we're just having some fun. It's experiments in technology here, so this is pretty cool. Welcome, folks. Thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's great. So Jackie, you are in Denver, and Nate, you are in Detroit. So we got two great American cities that start with the letter D. And so. First of all, how you guys doing? We ask all our guests that now. It's even under normal circumstances, hi, how are you? But it carries a little more weight these days, right? How's everybody doing?
Yeah, doing well. Obviously adjusting. It's different. Being in Michigan, and multiple states have stay-at-home orders or so. So, adjusting to that life and, working remote versus our corporate office in Detroit or so.
Yeah.
But a lot of the field, and Jackie will touch on that too, is remote already. But I think one of the major changes is, again, travel or how we go about properties. Myself being on the road significantly, visiting properties and talking to guests and so on. So not being able to do that in the short term is a challenge and something I miss. I miss talking to the guests. I miss visiting the properties and seeing all that we have to offer. So again, that desire to get out and travel is significant with me. But other than that, we're working through it, doing Zoom meetings, and we're coming out. So thanks for asking.
Great. And Jackie?
Yeah, absolutely. All things considered, things are going great. I completely echo what Nate said. I'm excited to get back on the road soon enough, but for right now, it's been great to have Zoom available for all of the meetings. We've had daily meetings with our team, and while you can't be together, there's certainly an increased sense of unity amongst everyone right now as we navigate through this. So excited. Things are starting to open back up little by little in Denver. So hopefully soon enough, we'll be back to a post-norm.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to figure out what to call this. Is it the new norm, the temporary norm? What is it? None of us, and we've said it before, none of us have a template for this. It's completely, new territory. There are no experts. We do rely on people that, maybe have a little more emergency training or those kinds of things in our lives for some guidance. But it's all new. It's all new territory. But I think we're doing pretty well. We're powering through this, so it's good to know. So Sun, we want to learn a little more about Sun, what the difference is. What, we hear about RV parks and destinations and places that we can all go, but you guys seem to take it to the next level. It's like a 2.0 kind of thing. Share a little bit about, that philosophy.
Right. So Sun Communities, we have two divisions. We have a manufactured housing division, and we have our Sun RV Resorts, our outdoor division. And within that, we have about a little over 140 resorts across the U.S. and Canada. And we have smaller properties. We have large, all the way up to luxury upscale properties, glamping, camping, a lot of different amenities that we offer to guests, and it ranges by geographic area or by type of property or what guests are looking for. But when you say kind of that 2.0, I would say, and Jackie will expand on this, is it's our on the ground experience is really what we talk about on how we care about our guests, what we do and how we try and go above and beyond, what that experience is like, what's the activities that they can go on property. So I would say for me, and traveling and looking at some of our competitors or so, it's really what they experience at the property, which sets us above and beyond. And we were an owner operator. So the property is ours, we're invested, and we manage all of it. And that's a significant difference between our parks and some others or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And just kind of to continue on what Nate was saying, it's really all about, for us, the customer journey and the consistency and experience. So no matter which property you go to, you're going to have the same level of customer service, the same curb appeal. You're going to have a very dynamic activity and amenity program based on that resort and what its goal is in terms of providing a service to you. Mm-hmm. And then really just taking a step back and looking at that customer journey and what would we as a consumer want, and trying to figure out how we can make that possible. Yeah. So we actually, even starting from the very beginning, we have a very dynamic booking platform that actually allows our users to go online, and when they're making their reservation, they can select their specific site, and they can actually pay a fee to lock in that site. So they know they're going to be on site 104, and that's going to be their site. They're going to have this view of the mountains, or this proximity to an amenity that they prefer, or just that they're going to be right next to their brother or sister or family friend during their stay. And when you get on property, it's having that customer service training. We take a lot of time in terms of training our team to make sure that we have an elevated sense of customer service, and that when they're on site, they're really getting a great product for the customers to enjoy. So it's really just taking that time to get into the little details, and kind of the echo off of Nate's comment about the boots on the ground. You know, I'm on a property right now. We spend a lot of time getting to properties. Obviously, COVID has kind of changed that a little bit, but luckily we have a lot of team members stationed throughout the U.S. so we can continue to support the field as much as possible, and really just to completely immerse ourselves in what that guest is experiencing. So whether it's staying on property when we're on property visits, eating the food, and really just completely experiencing what that customer does, so we can help take that to the next level.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. You know, it almost sounds like it's a true, I guess, like a network in place, that there's, we've all done a lot of traveling, and I can just, I'm hearkening back to when I was a kid with my folks traveling, going from here to there, and you would see familiar road stops along the way, and you always knew that, this restaurant or that hotel or whatever it is, we know what they're like, because there's a level of consistency, or at least we hope for that consistency. Sometimes they don't always, not everyone matches up, but you guys are sort of adopting, what it sounds like to me is sort of adopting that philosophy. So there's a familiarity, a comfort level, all those things that are in place, so that people say, oh, Sun, and it's just, okay, I know what I'm getting, and I can rely on certain criteria that are met, right? I guess from at each stop, even though those stops might be hundreds of miles away from each other.
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely. Exactly what we're working towards. So we have a level of standard, and we want to make sure that whichever property you go to, that you have that same experience or so. Absolutely.
Great. We're speaking with Nate Philippsen and Jackie Maguire from Sun RV Resorts and Sun Communities. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment. This is the RV Advisor podcast. I'm Tom Alexander. See you in just a second.
RV owners, it's no secret that those manufacturers' warranties just don't cut it. Get the peace of mind you deserve and step up to the RV Advisor Extended Warranty Plan. Visit thervadvisor.com or call 833-229-0911. That's 833-229-0911.
We are back on the RV Advisor podcast. My name is Tom Alexander, and my guests today are Jackie Maguire and Nate Philippsen from Sun RV Resorts. And we want to get a sense, for those folks that haven't visited one of the resorts, a little bit about kind of what to expect. Maybe let's do this, a little bit of the consistencies that we can depend on every time we go to any Sun resort, or as well as, I guess you could say, what are maybe some of the chief, differences, something that, can you share a little bit about both of those?
Yeah. So when you come to one of our properties, There's a few core items that we really focus on as a company in terms of the guest experience. One of the top ones being the curb appeal of our properties and just the condition of the amenities that we have. So we have a very robust process of checklists and action items in terms of what the standards are as a property, as well as doing inspections anytime we're on property and really just making sure that we're maintaining that. So whether it's the landscaping as you pull in, the striping on the parking lot, the quality of the fence securing the amenities, it's really just making sure that we always have that consistency and that security and that experience. Customer service, like I mentioned before, it's really focused on ensuring that our team is properly trained on greeting their guests when they walk in the door, handling those customer service issues, and then following up with them after they've left to make sure that they enjoyed their stay, if there's anything else that we can help with. And just really taking the time to assess the area and what types of amenities our guests are interested in. So each year we're always working on doing projects to improve the quality of that property, take that guest experience to that next level, and really just listening to the feedback that the resorts have and what our guests are looking to have added to that experience.
Very interesting.
And we're also, to get that feedback is so on a social side. So, we monitor every review that comes across every channel and every comment on every, social media channel as well. So if you're putting a review on Google or Facebook or TripAdvisor or Yelp, we're watching all of those and trying to ensure we respond, and thank you for any feedback or so, but we're looking for trends, or if people are looking for, gosh, I wish they had a larger, playground or, Wi-Fi, or so we're looking at across the board. And then how does that, how can we take that consumer feedback and implement, projects or improvements or amenities on the ground to elevate that experience? And that comes directly from the guest or so.
Yeah, that's interesting, because we do live in a world of it seems like endless reviews now. We're not sure. It never used to be that way. It used to always be a professional that would actually review something, and now it's more, as they say, boots on the ground. It's everybody, right? I know there are some, maybe a lot of people who have businesses that aren't crazy about that notion. They don't necessarily like the fact that, Mr. and Mrs. Front Porch have access to such power and in the future of their, organization or company or service or whatever it is they provide. But it sounds like you guys really seriously take it seriously. I mean, it's like it really matters getting that feedback from.
We when you say that power, so they should have that power. They're a guest, they're paying for a stay, and their voice is equal to, as you said, prior to it was paid professionals or reviewers or so. But their voice is just as important as somebody that stays, a week or longer, or a professional, writer or so. And we, like I said, we track every one. All of our properties, across the board, our entire score is about a 4.3 rating across the board for an entire portfolio. And wow. I mean, we're bringing in, thousands of reviews a month, and we try and respond to almost all of them. I think over the past 2 years, we're at a 92% response rate, so that we can get that feedback. And then we get it to the properties. And again, how do we action on that? Because it's incredibly important and incredibly invaluable to have all of that feedback. So we appreciate it.
So it's probably fair to say then that some of those opinions and reviews and feedback have been instrumental in your evolution. Is that true?
Absolutely. Yeah. And, we have some systems in place to track, terms that come up, again, Wi-Fi or pool or so on. When we go on a visit to the property, myself or Jackie or so, we pull up that and what have been the trends for the past, 6 months. And right. If the trends is, maybe there's an issue with the Wi-Fi network, okay, maybe we didn't know that and people were commenting on that on reviews, and we can look at it. Was there a system issue? Was there a vendor opportunity? Do we need to just increase the bandwidth for the property to elevate the guest experience? So we absolutely pull that through to operations.
So let me ask you, I mean, Jackie, you're near Denver, and Nate, near Detroit. Are there regions that you sort of tend to keep an eye on specifically, or is it just national for both of you? Are you all over under normal circumstances when traveling is a lot more free? Do you tend to just go all over the place, or do you have regions that you focus on exclusively? For you personally.
Yeah, so I personally, I'm a divisional vice president with Sun. So I oversee 3 different regions worth of our property. So I actually have California, Arizona, Colorado, Texas, Louisiana, Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, and New York.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, so that's all over the country, all over the lower 48. You're busy.
Yeah, so I have just a couple miles between properties, but it's enjoyable to be able to see the number of areas and the beautiful locations that we have properties at, and how much of a vast difference there is in terms of the setting of the properties, whether it's San Diego, whether it's Granby, Colorado, Rocky Mountain National Park area, or if you go all the way over to the East Coast into the Ocean City, Maryland area, and just where you are, kind of going back to that same conversation we had just a minute ago in terms of what that guest experience is, even though you may be looking at mountains or you may be looking at a beach. It's a great project and a great company to be part of, and really just make sure that the guests are having that same consistent experience.
Yeah.
And then I oversee actually marketing for all Sun Communities and Sun RV Resorts. Right. So when there's a need or wherever in the U.S. or so, then I'm on a plane or driving or heading out to a lot of times meet up with Jackie or some of our other divisional vice presidents on however we can do to support them on a marketing standpoint or communications, or back to the review side. Hey, a lot of our guests are saying this, about the property. We really need to highlight this, or here's some opportunities. So I kind of cover the U.S. when it comes to marketing. So
we're speaking with Jackie Maguire and Nate Philippsen, and they are from Sun RV Resorts. And to wrap things up, folks, what about looking ahead? This is best guesstimate here on your part. I'm not asking for science, because nobody really knows just what the heck's going to happen in the next couple of months. But should everything sort of align and things improve by maybe end of summer, what's on the docket? Is it always about more acquisitions of properties, or is it what is generally the MO for you guys moving forward, to grow, to evolve as a company?
I think too, as a company, right? So we will continue to, grow. We're a lot of development of ground up properties. We have our new property in outside San Diego, Costa Vista, that we're developing, and we will continue to build ground ups. And if there are opportunities for additional acquisitions, we'll grow that way as well. And then also internal properties, the ones that we have existing, we will expand their footprint or so based upon customer demand or so. And that's kind of internally, and I know Jackie will maybe expand upon that, but also just in the industry alone. I mean, we're expecting, based on where we are with COVID, is a lot of people are looking to get back outdoors, get back on the road, just like Jackie and I are, just like you are, and to experience our properties. And we're starting to see internally, booking trends are starting to increase. Online reservations are increasing. Call center was actually doubled in volume. And last week, I believe alone, our new bookings exceeded last year's new bookings same time. So there's a significant demand, and people that didn't experience Sun RV Resorts or didn't RV before are looking to get into this type of vacationing, because it's a fantastic way to experience the outdoors and each other.
Terrific. Absolutely. And, we're definitely thankful to be part of an industry where camping participation was at an all-time high going into this situation. The world certainly took a pause as everything continued to evolve, but there's definitely a sense of excitement for families to get back out. And there's a level of comfort in their minds of having their own camper be what they stay in. So as they're going on different destinations, and they can stay within their own camper, have their own, sense of home with them, it's definitely showing an excitement level for those families to just get back out there and, like Nate said, enjoy the outdoors. In terms of, the company as a whole, we're definitely excited for our Costa Vista project out in San Diego and just all of the vast amenities that project is going to offer, and really take the entire, camping experience to another level, even more than we've previously done at some of our other properties. So, that project has continued full steam ahead as we went through this process yes, we had some delays in certain things due to the pandemic, but overall, we were excited to be in the situation we were and to continue to carry that project to the point that it's at now and get that property open in Q1 of 2021.
Well, that's terrific. And it does sound like this is a company to not only take seriously, but to take advantage of in terms of, perhaps your next getaway. And there's so many options. Let the folks know where they can go to learn more.
Go to our website, sunrvresorts.com. It's got everything you could need, looking at where our properties are, what type of experience you're looking for, what type of region, vacation rental, RV. It's a great way to find out more information about maybe your next vacation.
Terrific. Thank you so much. Well, we want to thank you both for I know this took a little bit of coordinating. I know there's a lot of schedules to make happen, and you folks are really, really busy. And thank you so much for taking time out to join us. I'm sure our listeners, our viewers were thrilled to hear about everything going on there at Sun. So thank you to Jackie Maguire, just outside of Denver, Colorado, and Nate Philippsen, right near Detroit, Michigan. And thanks, folks. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate everything, and it was a pleasure.
Likewise.
Absolutely. We appreciate the opportunity to meet with you today.
Thank you, Jackie. We as well. And we want to let you know that you are watching and listening to the RV Advisor podcast. I'm Tom Alexander. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.